We got him. There you go. Should be a fun day. Some history, concerns, to a few jokes and laughs we shall do. Tom Azelby, good morning.
Good morning, Barry Sable. We had a little bit of a hiccup, but I am here. I
Yes.
am here, Barry.
I
Good
want
morning.
people to know, Tom, that you are such a mild mannered guy, a Clark Kent type. I just want people to know because we probably have 15,000 people listening to us. And I know you've been on the air, 1210 WPHT from 8 to 9 o'clock. Love listening to you. I just want you to know how much I appreciate your calmness.
Well, I appreciate you saying that. It's not necessarily true, and people that know me well would disagree with you. But I am happy to be joining you the day before Thanksgiving, Barry. I'm looking forward to the show. We got some great stuff coming up.
Yeah, so Thanksgiving, if I may, in Philadelphia over the past 50 years has centered on the continuous tradition of nation's oldest Thanksgiving Day parade. We all know the importance of the Army-Navy football game and deeply embedded family and community activities like holiday meals and charitable events. Let me continue, Tom. From the 1970s through 1986, the parade was known as Gimbel's Thanksgiving Day Parade. When Gimbel's closed, local station ABC, 6ABC that is, stepped in. One last note, local TV personalities, notably Jim O'Brien, how could you ever forget him, and Dave Roberts, in the 1980s, became part of tradition themselves, broadcasting the event into homes across the Delaware Valley and further cementing its local appeal. Your thoughts on that, Tom?
Well, I think Thanksgiving it's one of my favorite holidays. There's no doubt about it. And I think Philadelphia has always been. It's an old city,
Yep.
with a lot of history. And I kind of feel Thanksgiving kind of, generates that feeling. In a city like Philadelphia, you're going to get the whole Thanksgiving thing. I always like to give Abraham Lincoln credit. He formalized that
Yes.
in, I think it was in 1863. He actually made it a national holiday. I don't know if you know that, Barry, but that we got to give credit to Abraham Lincoln
Hmm.
on this pre-Thanksgiving day. Um, I have something else. I started when we were talking about the show. We started talking about Thanksgiving, what we wanted to say about it, and so I started reading a little history on it.
Hmm.
And when the Pilgrims landed, so it was a harvest festival, and like it had been going on for actually centuries until Lincoln formalized it. But I got a kick out of this. When the Pilgrims landed, a few days after the Pilgrims landed, this Native American, Samoset, his name was,
Hmm.
he just walked into their camp and said to them, who knows, they could have muskets and swords. I mean, this is like, early 1600s. He comes in and he says, "Hey, welcome, Englishmen." It was definitely a ballsy move for a guy to walk in there and
Yep.
just say that, don't you think?
Of course.
And know who it reminds me of?
Hmm.
You. That's something
Ah,
you that would something you would do,
of
Barry. You would
course.
walk in there, you would start saying, "Hey, Englishman, here I am." But an interesting thing, a couple of weeks later, a guy connected. I kind of was thinking about it, Barry. He's your Indian spirit or Native American spirit.
Mm.
But a couple of weeks later, another Native American walks in, and
Mm.
his name's Squanto, and he speaks perfect
Yes,
English.
I know who he is. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He speaks perfect English. And then he would become a loyal friend to the Pilgrims, and there would be peace there for 50 years. But the fact that guy came in speaking King's English, do you know how he spoke King's English or why?
Tell us.
I will tell you.
Mm.
He was kidnapped twice and taken to Europe.
Oh, wow.
And
Yeah, I
and
read
that's
that.
how
Yep.
yeah, and that's how he learned English. I think that's a great story. A lot of kids learn that. And I didn't find out about that to much later in life. But let's not give Squanto all
Credit.
the credit. I
Yes.
like Somerset takes that move, walks in there and goes, "Welcome, Englishman." So I thought of you, Barry, with that.
You're the best. Listen, before we get off of Thanksgiving, I want to read something to you that crossed my desk and get your thoughts afterwards. To me, with all the troubles going on in this country, we need to teach our kids this quintessential American holiday with gratitude and value of generosity and family values. So important to me. We need to acquaint our children about the truth about the first Thanksgiving between pilgrims and natives in an age appropriate manner and understand the significance of this special national holiday. We must teach that when pilgrims first settled in America, They faced many challenges, but also found allies, like you just said, in local Native Americans who helped them learn to survive. We need to teach people and go back in history, Mr. Tom A. Don't you kind of agree?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I mean, I do believe it's part of the human condition to go out and, and discover things, find things. I mean, it's that doesn't change in the human condition. We could probably do it better at times, but they're courageous, brave people, and I would say America needs to get back to being a little bit more courageous and brave, and a little less sensitive and concerns over things that are really irrelevant. These guys, when they made their move, these pilgrims, this is life and death type of stuff. So I do admire what a challenge it was for them to show up in North America. That's crazy stuff, but that's how we all ended up here.
Sounds like positive mental attitude to me, Tom A. So listen, before we get Dave McCormick, and I think we should take an early break. So once we get him on the line, we'll have him for as long as we can. He's got around 15 minutes. So we've got 4 or 5 minutes. Why don't I let you fill in some time while we're waiting for Senator McCormick? Tell me what's on your mind this morning.
Well, I mean, it's Thanksgiving, so I got a lot of family coming in, and this is what Thanksgiving is about is getting together, watching some football, eating some turkey, and getting together with good friends. And it's funny that you don't. You do it a lot, but you're more on Thanksgiving, you're more conscious of what you're doing, I think. I think people go out and dine and hang out with friends, but there's something about Thanksgiving where everyone's kind of like, you know what, this is a very special day. I think it's one of the best holidays because you're not running around going crazy. I'm sure my wife is because she's making a big meal for a lot of people, and we'll try to help out. But unlike Christmas with all the shopping and all that, I find this like the less stressful holiday, and I love it. It's a great day, and I'm sure you do too. I'm assuming you're spending it up in the Philadelphia area.
I am. I'm a little jealous, as they say. I'm not in the sun, but I got to tell you something. More importantly, when you talk about Thanksgiving, Black Friday was so important to me in the jewelry business for all those years. My God, such a busy day, the hustle and bustle, the beginning of the Christmas season. I miss all of the people that used to wander into Sable Diamonds, and there was a ton of them, the athletes. It was a joyous time, my brother. Listen, Tom, I think we should take a break, and we'll get Dave McCormick on the line, Senator Dave McCormick, so we could give him as much time as we can. You are listening to The Dawn Show with Tom Azelby and Uncle Barry. We'll see you on the other side of the break.
Kale and Company, weekday mornings, 6 till 10.
I have never traveled once for Thanksgiving or Christmas. Am I an oddity in that regard?
Yes.
I don't think we have ever taken a holiday between Thanksgiving and Christmas to Florida or California or anywhere. Chicago, family, relatives in the Midwest, any of that. And I've traveled a lot in my life. Never have left during this time of year. I have no interest in it, to be honest. Longest trip I think I've ever had is maybe a 45-minute car ride from Bethlehem to Kutztown.
Start your day with Kale and Company, weekday mornings 6 till 10 on Talk Radio 1210, WPHT, and the free Odyssey app.
The good and bad with home improvement projects. The good, you save a buck or two. The bad,
Kevin, there's no hot water.
so you move on to the car.
Kevin, what's with the car?
Good news, you can recover from these.
Kevin!
Well, most all of them. But when it comes to your retirement, a mistake can be devastating. Call Joe Yakovich at JML Financial Group. He's been helping folks prepare for retirement for over 30 years. That's why he's able to correct your do-it-yourself problems before they're problems. Get your complimentary assessment of where you are now and look at some of the retirement boxes you haven't even thought of.
Kevin!
You can't YouTube your retirement. Call Joe Yakovich at 856-925-6674 or visit jmlfinancialgroup.com. Securities and investment advisory services offered through Brokers International Financial Services, LLC, member SIPC. Brokers International Financial Services, LLC is not an affiliated company.
Hey, it's Rich Zioli here with my friend Matt from Emmons Roofing and Siding. When it comes to protecting your home, you need a roofer that you can trust to do the job right.
That's why at Emmons, we're not just another contractor. We're your neighbors who've built our reputation on honesty, craftsmanship,
craftsmanship, and superior customer service.
Well, take it from me. Whether it's a roof repair or a full replacement, siding, windows, or doors, Emmons delivers long-lasting protection and peace of mind.
The most expensive project is the one you do twice, so call us today at 856-556-3229 or visit callemmons.com.
Gold is now around $4,000 an ounce. If you've got gold or silver just laying around, Estates Roadshow wants it. They are paying top dollar all week, Monday through Friday in Chestnut Hill at the Chestnut Hill Hotel. Go to estatesroadshow.com.
B101 is spreading holiday cheer throughout Philly. Tune in for the soundtrack to your Christmas season, featuring all the holiday songs you love. Christmas music all day, every day, only on B101, Philly's official Christmas station.
You've got to see Scott Kia's new location in Royersford, where their focus is on you. Relax with an easy, transparent, and enjoyable car buying experience with a stunning new showroom, a state-of-the-art service center, and a staff that understands your time is valuable and will treat you like a VIP. It's time to experience what a 5-star service truly feels like. They are focusing on you, and that's changing everything. And that's why it's always smooth sailing at Scott Kia of Limerick, just off Route 422.
Now you can listen to Talk Radio 1210 WPHT on the iHeartRadio app.
Tom Azelby, our guest, is on the line. This morning can be seen in Washington fighting, and I mean fighting, for the American people. He is therefore qualified in Pennsylvania and known as the current reigning, defending, convincing senator out of Pennsylvania, the handsome Dave McCormick. Dave, out of respect, I want to call you Senator, and out of friendship, I want to call you Dave. Is it okay if I call you Dave, Senator? Senator Dave.
Absolutely. How are you, Barry? It's good to hear your voice. How you been?
Yeah, I'm doing great. You know, when you're on with me, you're always going to expect the unexpected, and I'm going to make you blush a little bit. You know that.
Listen, I like these introductions from you. I wish I could get my wife on the line so she could hear this.
Tom, say hello to
How
Senator
are you, Senator?
Dave.
I'm gonna add to the senator's resume here, which I
Please.
found very interesting. He was the co-captain of the Army wrestling team.
Wow.
And then Senator, I need you to confirm this. Didn't your younger brother then go to West Point, and he was also the co-captain of the wrestling team? Is that true?
That's right. He came 4 years behind me. And, I like to say my brother and I have a lot in common because he was first in his class at West Point, and I was 501st. So my dad said to me, what the hell, what were you doing? What were you doing on weekends? Your brother was studying and you were out messing around.
Oh my God! Well, you're both from Bloomsburg, PA, and that's wrestling country out there. So when I read it, and then I connected you to Bloomsburg, I'm like, no doubt they were the captains of the West Point wrestling team.
Love that, Tom. I just want the senator to know that he's dealing with the new Sundance and Butch Cassidy. We don't mess around over here, Senator. You're not going to get away without us knowing everything about you. I want you to know.
So I do have a tough question for the senator, Barry.
Go ahead.
Hey, Senator, this is big news right now, but the joint video by the 5 Congress people, you have 5 veterans and 1 CIA officer. They're all Democrats. They specifically were warning troops to disobey, and we have a civilian-led military orders. And I think it's kind of unprecedented. And my question to you is, where are we today, and where is this going to go? I think this is big news, and I do believe, they called the video "Don't Give Up the Ship," but if you want to blow up a ship, that's what I think about this video. What do you think, Senator?
Yeah, I thought, honestly, when the video came out, I was really surprised by it. I think it was wrong. I think it was extremely inappropriate. And I didn't hear any of these calls to defy orders from the Democrats when they were using lawfare against President Trump, giving outlandish pardons, intimidating tech companies. And they didn't point to any unlawful orders that they were receiving. This was just this across-the-board encouragement to possibly defy lawful orders. So I thought it was a really bad mistake and a really bad judgment. And I, I said so publicly. Now, I also think, and President Trump can speak for himself, but I've said repeatedly, there's no place in either party for violent rhetoric, and I think everybody needs to dial it down a notch. And I don't believe there should be a formal investigation by the Department of War, but I do believe because these actions were so stupid and so misplaced, the Senator Kelly and all those involved, they're going to need to explain their actions to the voters and to the veterans they serve. And if my social media is any example of that, I think a lot of veterans particularly were outraged by what the Democrats did on this video.
Yeah, and I have a couple of quotes from veterans that I won't hit you with now, but I appreciate your answer on this. I think it's a big deal, but this is something I told Barry the other day when we were preparing for the show. And I'm moving to Butler, PA. You were 15 feet away from Trump in the audience, but my understanding is you were sitting 15 feet from Trump, but you were sitting in the audience. But they had changed plans. The original plan that you were going to be standing up there with them, but then they changed something at the last minute, and they were going to bring you up later. Is that true?
Yeah, no, it was remarkable because I met with President Trump. I spoke, and then I met with President Trump backstage, and then I went out and sat down, and we were talking about my race. So when he came out on the stage, he went into his normal rally speech, and about 5 minutes in, he said, we got to win this Senate seat. Dave McCormick's got to beat Bob Casey. And he said, Dave, come on up. So I was right in the front row, and I walked up on the stage and was walking toward the podium.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, wait a second. I didn't talk about the border yet. Let me talk about the border. And in front of all these people, I don't know, 15,000 people, he said, Dave, sit down, and I'll have you come up later. So I literally went off the stage back to my chair and sat down, and then the shooting started. I was
That's
right.
a close call.
I mean, I saw the whole thing. I saw the president go down. I saw him hold his ear. I saw the Secret Service on top. I saw him come up and fight. And sadly, there was a lot of activity behind me. Behind me was Corey Compertor, who sadly died that day, and I didn't know who it was, of course, at the time, but there was obviously somebody hurt, and they were trying to stop the bleeding. And it was a remarkable moment. It was sort of like just imagine you were standing next to the limousine the day JFK was shot.
Yeah, surreal.
Scary, boys.
And it was like without an inch of difference. I wrote an article later and the title was "An Inch Away from Catastrophe." Had that bullet been another inch, it would have killed the president, former president, and future president. And it was a remarkable day. And listen, I'll make two final comments. One is, everybody was scared. Obviously, we couldn't tell. I couldn't tell. I knew exactly what was happening with the shots. I couldn't tell whether it was two shooters or one. Mm-hmm. The sniper eventually took out the assassin, but I didn't know where it was coming from. So we were all hunkered down. But I'll make 2 points. Number one, the crowd. And you watch any of these things where somebody there's a shooting at a concert or something, mass panic, mass pandemonium. The crowd did not panic. The crowd stayed in place. I think it was maybe because the president said fight, fight, fight. I don't know what the reason was, but the crowd was incredibly orderly. And the second thing I'll say, and I said this to the president the next day, he and I spoke the next day, and I said, listen, I'm a military guy. I was in Iraq. I've seen people get shot at. And it's a rare person, 1 in 100, 1 in 1,000, that doesn't stay in the fetal position, but that gets up and puts his fist in the air and says, "Fight, fight, fight." That's a remarkable. You can't train. You may be trained for that moment, but you can't prepare for that moment. That moment's a test, and thank God it didn't go a different inch and kill the president.
Yeah, can you imagine, guys, where we would be without Trump? Honestly, where would we be right now?
Yeah, well, we wouldn't have the remarkable change that we're seeing across our country. And he ran as a change candidate and is driving change across the economy. So sort of doing a remarkable thing, which is what he promised. People, sometimes I get negative email or negative mail, or I do these calls. I do these constituent calls. I do a teletown hall once every 2 weeks, and I'll get I take any questions, so I get some negative people coming on there. It shocks me how many people say I'm totally against X, and I say, well, respectfully, the president ran on that. That's what he said he was going to do, and what's unique about him? He's actually doing what he said, and so thank God we have him driving the change. But had that bullet taken his life, it would have been a moment of crisis for the country. So we really are fortunate on many counts.
Tom, before we get to what you and I talked about, what we really wanted to know from the governor as well is, and we could do rapid fire. I have one question. I want to get to government shutdown quickly, rapid fire. Fentanyl, I know that you're in a big drug campaign for that. First year in office, your goals, what you accomplished, promises said, and promises kept. But what I want to know is on the other side of the aisle, we have such adverse policies, thoughts, radical ideas. I have no idea how this country survives all of this kind of stuff. You're in a battle every day. That's why I call you Battling Dave, for God's sakes. Dave, how are we going to get this country on track if there's so much pushback?
Well, what's happening in the Democratic Party, I think, is remarkable, and we just saw it in New York City, where you have the Democratic Party, or at least a part of it, that is moving further and further to the left, both in terms of the socialist policies. And what I always say is, listen, these have been tried again and again around the world, and the socialist ideas of how to run an economy, how to privatize or make public all these private enterprises and so forth. That's in the dustbin of history. It's failed again and again to bring opportunity and prosperity. You want to hurt poor people, the best way to do it is adopt socialist policies.
Yeah.
But it's also on the far left hatred, the movement we see, the horrible these demonstrations around the anti-Semitism, which really cuts at the heart of what America is all about. Just the hatred of America. And so those ideas are gaining license on the left. And the best way to beat them, in my opinion, is to have better ideas and to deliver on those ideas. And that is what we have to do. That's what we need to do in this midterm election. We need to keep the majority in the House and the Senate to be able to fulfill the promises that we all made, the promises President Trump made. So we have to fight bad ideas with better ideas. We have to fight hatred with me. And I don't want to sound Pollyannish, but with the message that, listen, this is the message I try to say is, even if you didn't vote for me, I'm responsible for delivering for all Pennsylvanians. And these issues are not political. It's not political to stop fentanyl, which you mentioned. It's not political to make the economy more affordable for working families. It's not political to open up our energy sector so America can be the most energy-dominant country in the world. These issues shouldn't be political. We need to deliver on the promises, and that's why we need to win these elections and fulfill the president's promises.
Yeah, but hold on one second, guys. Kirk, are we having a problem with hearing? Is it on our end? Is it on the governor's end? Where are we? I just want to make sure. Huh? Oh, it's your phone line. Okay, I don't know if you're wandering. If you're probably fishing like my friend on the other side.
No, I'm sitting right here. I'm not moving, buddy.
Go ahead, Tom.
So
Go ahead. That's good. You came in loud and clear.
No, you came in loud and clear, Senator.
Yeah. Go ahead, Tom.
You know what? I'll give you something I think is a positive, and we're coming up on Thanksgiving. So, Senator, your relationship with your fellow Senator Fetterman, people say it's notably warm, and you have a really good working relationship. And I guess you can tell us if that is true. That's what I read. And is it unusual now in the U.S. Senate?
Well, it's remarkable how unusual it is, but we have a great relationship. He campaigned against me, so it's not like we had a pre-existing relationship. But I went to see him after I had won, and we agreed on a couple things. We agreed that we were going to fight together where we agreed on things for Pennsylvanians. And ironically, a lot of the same people that elected John Fetterman elected me. These are working families. These are people in the steel industry and in the Mon Valley. These are families that supported both of us. Second, where we disagree, and we disagree on more than we agree on. He's a progressive, he's a liberal in many ways, but we said, listen, we're just going to have civil disagreement. We're just going to respectfully disagree and focus on the things we agree on. And then the third thing, which I value the most, is we just trust each other. And we can talk about anything, and whatever I say to Fetterman, he keeps to himself, and vice versa. And so we've become friends. My wife and I, and he and his wife went out to dinner. Within the first month or so that I was in the Senate, guys, people were lined up around the restaurant to get a selfie with him. Wow. I mean, he is a big, recognizable guy.
Yeah.
Hoodie and all? Was he in his hoodie?
Oh, yeah, he was in his hoodie. And he finally got embarrassed. They were lined up to take pictures. He finally got embarrassed, and he pointed to me and he said, hey, he's a senator too. So
wow,
he's a good guy. And then what happened recently is you might have seen his pacemaker misfired, and he fell and smashed his face.
I saw that.
This was in the same week his book came out, and I texted him, and he eventually called me from the hospital, and he said, yes, you're the first person I'm calling. And I said, Fetterman, it's shameless. You'll do anything to sell books. So 24 stitches later. So, yeah, I like him. I think he's a good man, and we need more civility. And the thing I admire most about him is he's willing to say no to his own crazy left of his party, and he's gotten a lot of hatred because of it. But he's standing strong on it, and he and I were lockstep on keeping the government open. We both voted 15 times to open the government. And we both said, listen, no matter who's in the majority, Democrats or Republicans, this is so stupid. It's hurting working people. It's hurting families. We got to open up the government. And so he stood strong on that. And that was one of many things we worked on together.
Dave, let me ask you a question. You've had so many promises that you've made to Pennsylvanians. Tell me what your thoughts are. Are you accomplishing what your goals were set out to be? I know you're a steadfast guy. You don't give up. You keep punching. Tell us what you want to see happen in the state of Pennsylvania over the next year or so.
Well, there were three big goals that we campaigned on, and I think we're making great progress on those goals. The first one was, shut down the border. And, I was happy to
That's where we met, by the way.
That's where we met. You and I met on the border, and you and I know what a crisis it was. And so I think we made enormous progress on that.
Yes.
I've helped fund the additional money for the Border Patrol. I've introduced new legislation to deal with this terrible scourge of fentanyl. In Pennsylvania, we lost 4,000 people. Fentanyl deaths are way down.
Yep.
So there's lots of work to do, but I would say on the securing the border, stopping the flow of fentanyl, we've made good progress. We need to do more on the demand side on fentanyl and other drugs, other opioids, nitazines and so forth. And you and I both know that we've got huge problems in Kensington and places like that. But I'd say big progress on that. I'd say the second thing that we promised was to try to create greater opportunity for working families. Mm-hmm. And there's great progress on that in the following sense. The big beautiful bill had a child care tax credit, child tax credit. It lowered taxes for working families. It eliminated tax on tips, eliminated tax on Social Securities underneath a certain income. It eliminated tax on overtime. So if you're a working family, you're going to have thousands of dollars more in your pocket than you would have had before Trump came into office and I came into office.
30 seconds left.
Yes,
Did I tell you something? I know we're up against a break. I could talk to you, and I'm sure Tom feels the same way.
Absolutely.
But before I leave you go, promises met, promises kept, promises met. Before you got elected, you promised Uncle Barry, when you're in Philly, we're having lunch. I'm going to keep you to that.
You got it, brother. Let me say two more things. We need to do more on affordability, making it easier to buy things. We're doing a lot to try to bring down prices, but there's more work to do. We got to unlock energy. And I just want to end with this, guys. It's an absolute, I never forget it, absolute privilege and honor to represent Pennsylvania. I'm the 54th elected senator in Pennsylvania's history, the 9th senator in America's history from West Point. I feel it's a real privilege any time to represent Pennsylvania, but particularly in this moment of change. And so I just want your listeners to know I don't take any of it for granted. I feel like I wake up every day trying to do my best for our great Commonwealth, and I'll come see you, Barry.
Yeah,
I'll
listen,
come see Uncle
have a
Barry,
happy Thanksgiving.
You too,
Tom,
guys.
I'm coughing. Thank you,
Happy
Senator.
Thanksgiving, Senator.
Tom, take us through the break. Show us how it's done.
Okay, we're going to be right back with Tom Hazelby and Barry Sable. More politics, more Thanksgiving, and we're going to get you up to date.
It's time now for today's Spotlight on Money.
Here's an item that rarely makes your holiday budget, but it could make a big difference in your overall spending. Have you factored in tips for the people who clean your house, maintain your lawn, and cut your hair? Business writer Jennifer Waters.
It can be very expensive, and that's why you really need to be careful about that. So sometimes you can even just give a handwritten note.
She says a good rule of thumb for a holiday tip is an amount similar to one visit's pay. I'm Rob Hart.
Are you tired of online threats? Then get an antivirus. It's the only online protection you will ever need.
Disclaimer, an antivirus is just half protection online. It will not protect you from snoopers or encrypt your online traffic. So this Black Friday, get better online protection with NordVPN. NordVPN will encrypt your traffic, protect you from malware and phishing, and stop annoying ads. Get the NordVPN Black Friday deal with 73% off and enjoy 3 extra months.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Cunahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions and bring you a special Black Friday offer.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/radio to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
That's leaffilter.com/radio. And now, as a special Black Friday offer, you can get a free gutter inspection, plus up to 35% off. This is our best offer of the season. Unlock it now at leaffilter.com/radio. See representative for warranty details.
Hey, this is Larry Steiners with Investor Schooling. I've been talking about myself for all these years. Now it's time for you to hear from one of our great clients.
Investor Schooling lives up to the promises. Larry's a great teacher, teaches about the whole new approach to thinking about money. I've taken to heart many of the things that he's taught me, and my financial life has improved.
Come to Investor Schooling, and you could be just like Charlie and change your financial life. Go to investorschooling.com. We will see you Thursday.
Hey, it's Nick Cale here, and the holidays are back yet again, and gifting gifts sometimes becomes a bit mundane. So how about you change it up this year with my friends from Omaha Steaks, because they deliver the world's best steak experience. And when you use omahasteaks.com, make sure you use the promo code NICK, that's N-I-C-K, at checkout to get an extra $35 off of your order. And when we're talking about gifting steaks for the holidays, does it get any better than that ribeye with the beautiful marble or a beautiful New York strip steak? I think not. But it goes beyond beef. They have burgers, chicken, pork, seafood, and of course, all of your delectable desserts. Save big on unforgettable gifts with Omaha Steaks. Visit omahasteaks.com for 50% off site-wide and an extra 20% off select favorites during their cyber sale. That's omahasteaks.com. Promo code NICK at checkout. Terms apply. See site for details.
Hey, Jeff, looks like your business is really booming, even in a tough time for businesses like ours.
Hey, Mike. Yeah, thanks to LendSeek, our business was able to take care of some outstanding bills and taxes and to purchase inventory and expand our product lines.
Wow. You know, my business needs working capital, but only from a reputable company that I can trust and count on. How does LendSeek work?
Fast and easy. Just apply at lendseek.com. Their AI lending platform gave my business access to over 100 funding programs with one simple application. And it costs nothing to apply.
At lendseek.com, you can receive business funding with no collateral, no prepayment penalties, and no restrictions on how you use the funds. Whatever your funding needs are, seek no more. Our AI lending marketplace has you covered. If you've been in business at least 1 year with annual revenue of at least $250,000, you could get the funding your business needs in as little as 24 hours. There's no obligation, so apply today at lendseek.com. That's LENDSEEK.com.
From Chester Springs to Clementon, we know your favorite station is Talk Radio 1210 WPHT.
Yes, indeedy, we are back. Tom Azelby in Florida. I am so jealous. I mean, that's not nice. That's really like a slap in the face to me, where it's kind of cold and dreary and cloudy and rainy and everything else, Tom. Tell me what you thought about McCormick. I love the guy.
Yeah, no, I thought it was really good. I thought, and this is what I want the listeners to know, his assessment of how the crowd reacted. This is a guy that won a Bronze Star in combat.
Yeah, right.
So it's not like he understands when things go bad, what the normal reaction of, and probably even soldiers to that extent. But he said that crowd was very cool, and I've heard that before, and. No, he's got to listen. Pennsylvania, and unfortunately, we've talked about this before, Barry. I think New Jersey is cooked. I think most of our resources from winning elections has to go to Pennsylvania. And if you live in New Jersey, maybe Pennsylvania is a better place to go. I know that sounds dramatic, but Pennsylvania is a big state. We got to hold on to it, and that's where we got to throw our resources to keep guys like Senator Dave in office, because it looks like New Jersey's a lost cause at this point.
Yeah, let me ask you a question. Am I allowed to play a joke this morning? I mean, honestly, do we have that Reagan joke?
Is it an appropriate joke, Barry?
Yeah,
That's what I'm always worried about.
Yeah, I know you're worried about me. I ran across this the other day. I'm trying to see if Kirk could pull it up. Can you pull up that Ron Reagan joke? I think you'll get a kick out of it, Tom, and so will our listeners. Let's see if he has it all.
His jaw dropped and he
Here
said,
it
wait.
is. Go ahead. Start it all over again. Go ahead.
Here we go.
Go ahead, Tom.
That's an old.
I love that.
That's a classic. That's a Ronald Reagan classic. And let me tell you, that guy had a lot of them. That's one thing about Reagan. He had some great stories and some great jokes, and that's why he's so missed. Besides having great policies, when you have that type of personality, like, people remember you. And I remember that joke. That's a good one, Barry.
Listen, Tom, help me out a little bit. Let me take a seat and just listen. Tell me what the heck is really happening in this country today. I mean, I didn't have enough time, and we didn't have enough time with Dave McCormick. And, I didn't want to put him on a hot seat like that. But what's really happening? We have such diversity, such radical ideas. You have a socialist in mayor, being in the mayorship of New York. I mean, that's a little scary to me. It's happening throughout the country. Why don't I sit down, and why don't you actually tell me what the heck is going on?
Well, I don't have any good news for you when it comes to how far the left has gone. I believe Donald Trump and the MAGA movement have seized the middle. And this is depressing. I was kind of depressing about New Jersey. Probably people are like, oh, God, we shouldn't be giving up like that. But I think you got to go where you're going to win. But in some of the places you're not going to win, and they're actually going to go crazier left than you can believe.
Yeah.
We just saw it happen in New York City. It's happening in Boston. It's happening in Seattle, Portland. They're all moving. These cities are all moving further left to into the socialism area, and the socialists are gaining power in the Democratic Party, the Democratic Socialists of America. They are gaining power, and they're growing stronger and stronger. And you would wish that, but I don't think there's that many left. They just put the guys that you would think are the former military people in Congress, the Democrats. They just put out a video telling the military to disobey the civilian-led military that we have.
Yeah, that was.
I think they are so moving far left. I think we got to just focus and concentrate where we can win and make them bigger areas. And Pennsylvania is one of those states. So I wish I had good news for you, but I don't. I think we got to deal with the reality. The left is going to go further left.
Tell me your thoughts. If you haven't figured it out, Democrats have chosen Israel's enemies over Israel, Muslims over Americans, socialism over democracy, communism over capitalism, crimes over police, globalists over America, illegal aliens over citizens, atheism over the Almighty. I mean, these are really different days for me, my brother. I know it's a holiday, and we're not going to be depressed today. But I am concerned in every moment that I get on the air. I talk about the value that how much I love America. I mean, furthermore, you have to show ID to fly. You have to show ID to drink. You have to show ID to gamble. I show ID to get Benadryl. Why? Why in the world would you not show ID to vote, Tom Azelby?
Well, that makes absolutely no sense. And I'll tell you, it's the voter rolls that there have been studies that you have to clean up the voter rolls. And I'll give you an example, Barry. This is a really good example. I still have a home in New Jersey, but I am a Florida citizen. I vote in Florida. I should not be allowed to vote in the state of New Jersey.
Yep.
But the only way all you got to do is walk into the school, sign a signature, and then go vote. That's all there is. I'm still on the voter rolls, but I'm not on the voter rolls now because I had to take the extra step of calling up New Jersey, getting them to send this old paperwork through the mail with the self-addressed stamped envelope to send it back to New Jersey and say, get me off your voter rolls. Because as a citizen, that's what you should do, but it's a major pain in the neck. They should have a better system for getting people off the voter rolls, because that's where you do have corruption, and that's when you're going to get more. When the voter rolls are all stale with all old names and you don't have voter ID, you're going to continue to have problems. And the fact that I got to fill out this old paperwork to mail back, and I had a call to get it, it makes no sense to me.
Yeah. I'll tell you, on a brighter note, there was 122 missing children located across Florida, the FBI found. It was called Operation Home for Holidays. I don't know. Are you familiar with that? They found children that ranged, listen to this, Tom, in age from 23 months to 17 years old. I mean, that to me is like astounding. And I have to tell you, bro, this last administration, I don't want to talk heavily politics today, but there's things that really upset me. And every time you get on the airways, if you don't talk about it, then people are uninformed and know. That was amazing how many people they're at least finding that have crossed the border, especially kids that are in bad situations.
Whenever I get an opportunity to throw Joe Biden and his administration under the bus, I will. And I know we're trying not to be political, but I can't help myself, Barry, as you know. They lost something like 350,000 kids, okay? Yep. They came across the border. They don't know who they gave them to or what they did.
I know.
Then they set up a phone line. Did you hear this? They set up a hotline to tell these kids if you were in danger or whatever. They did it in Spanish. They did it in all different languages.
65,000 people called in and complained.
Yes.
One person.
Yes.
I know the story, too. One person taking these calls. They never responded to any of them. Listen, your last thoughts before we take a break.
Yeah, if you want it, that's why your government the U.S. government is so dysfunctional, and Donald Trump is going to do whatever he can to try to clean it up. But it's the big job. You just with that phone call thing, they had one person working on that to try to save kids. It's pretty disappointing, and it's sad.
Sitting in for Dawn Stensland, Barry Sable, Tom Azelby. We will see you on the other side of the break.
Dawn Stensland here. You're probably loving this weather, saving money on your HVAC. But have you been procrastinating and getting your old AC or furnace replaced? There are tax credits up to nearly $3,000 and rebates up to $1,700 expiring soon. Oh my guys, Marvin E. Can's Heating and Air Conditioning. Replace that old unit with a Trane furnace, AC unit, or heat pump. It's hard to stop a train. MarvinECans.com, KANZE.com. Tell Dawn sent you.
The Wrap Up the Year sales event is happening now at Tri-County Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Right now, lease a new 2025 Jeep Compass Limited for just $328 a month for 42 months. Need something bigger? Get a new 2025 Ram truck with 0% financing for 72 months. Or a new 2026 Ram truck with 0% financing for 60 months. Stop into our showroom today or visit us online at TriCountyCDJR.com to see more.
Hugh Douglas here. Make your tailgates and holidays count with Jack Daniel's Tennessee Whiskey at your local fine wine and good spirit stores. Save $3 on 750s of Jack Daniel's Old Number 7 and $2 on Jack and Honey and Jack Fire. And for your high-end personal stash, save $2 on Jack Daniel's Bottled in Bond, $3 on Gentleman Jack 1.75 liters, and $3 on Jack Single Barrel Select 750 milliliters. Stock up now at your local fine wine and good spirit stores. Maybe I'll see you there. Celebrate responsibly.
Prioritize yourself and make your dream of an attractive, healthy smile a reality at PI Dental Center. The professionals at PI Dental have been transforming patients' smiles for over 38 years. Board-certified specialists, Dr. Glenn Wolfinger and Dr. Robert Slough, perform complex dental makeovers with their Teeth in a Day protocol, where dental implants are placed and restored with fixed teeth in just one day. It's time to invest in yourself. For a smile that's monumental, trust PI Dental. Visit PIDentalCenter.com.
Tune in to the Crash Proof Retirement Show Saturdays at 11 a.m. to hear Joanne Small-Canella and Tracy Stillman. The Crash Proof Retirement Show, Saturday mornings at 11 on Talk Radio 1210 WPHT. Don't miss the Education Show with Dom Giordano every Sunday morning at 5:30. Find out how you can help your child or grandchild succeed. Sponsored by New Hope Academy.
Pastor Brad Lacey here, First Baptist Church, Conshohocken. Join us Saturdays for the great message and be blessed. 5 a.m. right here on Talk Radio 1210 WPHT.
Hey, it's Mike Quick. It's time to cut your old point-of-sale systems and revolutionize your business with PDQ POS. Joe Flynn and his team at PDQ have been the industry leaders for over 35 years. They offer everything from mobile POS to self-serve kiosks and the best service and support in the industry. For the fastest, easiest, and most reliable POS available, trust PDQ POS. No matter how many locations you have, they'll build a custom solution for your business. Visit PDQPOS.com.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. Ever wonder why Big Wireless wants you on an unlimited plan? They probably want you to cover the cost of those 20-somethings using all that data every month. But most people 50 and up like me only use 12 gigs or less. Don't get bamboozled by Big Wireless. Switch to Consumer Cellular. Our plans start at just $20, and we use the same towers as the big guys. Join the millions who choose something better, because if you're not using all that data, you're probably getting used.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com/fax or a store near you. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
My name is Whitney Allen. I am a widow. My husband Ryan died. We never thought in a million years we'd have to use life insurance. The unexpected happened. With Ethos, it is so fast and easy. It's 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage through Ethos.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio.
Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Free speech in Philly on Odyssey's #1 talk station. Talk Radio 1210 WPHT.
Yes, indeedy, we are back. You are listening to the Dawn Stensland Show. My buddy down in Florida, Tom Hazelby. This is Uncle Barry. We are having a ball. You know, Tom, I really don't want to talk that much about politics. It's a holiday, for God's sakes. Yeah. You know, your thoughts on this, man.
Well,
Help
my
me out.
thoughts on that, you don't want to talk politics, Uncle Barry, but then you start bringing up very hot issues. And,
I
you
know.
And
Well-
you're saying, oh, I'm so mild-mannered.
Well, you
What
are.
a
Listen.
What a contradiction.
Yeah, let me make you blush. Let me give you a joke. Okay, corny time. Let's pull up the Joan Rivers joke. See if I can make you smile after this. All right. Go ahead.
They're lucky because they can stand up when they go to the bathroom. And they miss.
Yes, we can. Go ahead. Here we
They
go.
miss when they stand up.
Let's
That's
talk
what
about
I think
men
you can tell
in the
what kind of a
bathroom.
lover a man is going to be from the way he tinkles.
When tinkles.
If a man in a room that is fully lit cannot hit a hole this big around.
I'm going to ponder on that one.
Tom, did I make you blush?
Yes,
you might
you
throw
know
me
what?
off the air. I don't care.
I think every wife and girlfriend started thinking about that if they just heard that joke. How the hell are they missing this giant bowl and a hole in it? Anyway, Joan Rivers, what a classic, right?
Yeah, she was something, you know. Listen, on the second hour, I do want to talk to you about movies and things like that we used to listen to. But I have to tell you, this time of the year was so special for me. All the Christmas lights up. You know, at the end of the holiday, my dad would take me and my two brothers, throw us in the car, and we, as a Jew, I loved it, would go look at Christmas lights all night. That was such a special time. Philly is so great for the holidays. So many things to do, Tom.
Where would you go see the lights? Any particular area in Philadelphia?
My parents dragged us to Cherry Hill. In 1968, we moved to Cherry Hill. So there
Right,
was
okay.
lights everywhere. But South Philly was always, there's a few streets that are lit up like you can't imagine. And it's such a joyous time. I have to tell you the truth. Christmas is different for me since I've been out of the jewelry business. It's a whole different holiday. I wish I could turn back the hands of time.
Well, you got a lot more time on your hand. I could only imagine what your business was like coming into the holiday season. You must have been a madman as an entrepreneur. You were probably
was
running
crazy.
around doing a million things.
Well, you would work morning, noon, and night because in my store, like 60% of the things that I used to do and produce were made by hand. So everybody wanted something special. It was not always easy to buy something out of a case. So I'm working morning, noon, and night. A lot of times I didn't get done until 2 in the morning, went home, slept, took a quick shower, and then was back in the store again. And for me, as I've always said, the athletes were great. You never knew who you were going to see as an entertainer. It was a very fun time, and we all had that kind of time. Are we almost up against the break? Or are we still good? Go ahead,
we're
take
still
us out.
we're still good for another minute.
Go
It's
ahead.
10:55, but I will take us out, Barry. But I want to say something about your business. Like
Hmm.
selling jewelry and diamonds is very personal and it's very emotional.
Yep.
And you got to have a lot of what do they call it? EQ in that type of business, right? Emotional quotient. You have
There's
to-
no question about it. And you have to love people. You have to love people because, you know, these are things that are endearing. An engagement ring was endearing. A special gift for the holidays was endearing. So, you know, I marveled at that. I had a lot of fun. And I'm not kidding you. I miss those times. Go ahead, Tom. Take us out.
That's good stuff. We're going to
Go
go
ahead.
to break. We're going to be right back with the legendary Seth Joyner,
Yes, sir.
Eagles football player. What a career. We're going to be coming back with Seth.
Dawn Stensland here. You know, the Piazza Auto Group is so committed to supporting our communities throughout the year. And during the holiday season, Piazza partners with the Salvation Army, collecting toys for local children. This year's no different. Show your support by dropping off a new unwrapped toy in the collection bin at your local Piazza dealership through Friday, December 12th. And during your visit, why not say hello to the team? For more information about the Piazza Toy Drive or just to browse their extensive inventory, visit piazzaautogroup.com. Tell them Dawn sent you.
Julia owed the IRS thousands.
I was paralyzed with fear.
Then,
I heard a commercial for Optima Tax Relief.
Optima Tax Relief is the leading tax resolution firm. A-plus rated by the Better Business Bureau and experts in the Fresh Start Initiative.
Optima Tax Relief settled my IRS tax bill.
Call Optima now for a free consultation.
It was amazing.
Call 800-354-2840. 800-354-2840.
Optima Tax Relief.
Visit OptimaTaxRelief.com for details.
Coverage varies by plan. View contracts and exclusions at EnduranceWarranty.com.
In sports, it's the dream team. And if your car is out of warranty, there's a team for that as well. You, the driver, your mechanic, and Endurance to pay for the repair bills. I'm Danica Patrick. In the past 5 years, auto repair costs have gone up over 36%. And if your manufacturer's warranty is expired, you'll have to cover it all. With an Endurance auto protection plan, no matter what the mileage, if your car is under 20 years old, Endurance can get you covered on the engine, electrical system, transmission, AC, and more. Endurance has plans for any budget. Repairs can be done by the certified mechanic of your choice. Plans cover 24/7 towing, battery jumps, fuel deliveries, tire changes, and lockout services. Act now and get the benefits of our Elite Plan, a $2,000 value at no extra cost. With Endurance, you could never pay for covered auto repairs again. So call now for your free quote.
Call 800-293-8030. That's 800-293-8030. 800-293-8030.
Start your collectible coin journey today with the first ever Seuss coin. Hip, hip, hooray! The Grinch is here for all to see. DrSeussCoins.com kicks off your collecting spree. Now, for the first time ever, Rare Collectibles TV has licensed Dr. Seuss's beloved creations, making them come to life on collectible, adorable coins. Don't wait, or you'll be too late. Get yours today before they're gone forever. Only 5,000 examples have been minted. Each Grinch coin is made from 1 ounce of pure .999 fine silver and is in perfect condition. Give the gift of wonder and enchantment to your kids or your grandkids. Just go to DrSeussCoins.com to start this whimsical coin journey today with the limited edition Silver Grinch coin. That's DrSeussCoins.com, DrSeussCoins.com.
Just hearing the word IRS can make people break out in a cold sweat. No one wants to deal with the IRS, and now you don't have to. The good news is Legal Tax Defense has been successfully negotiating with the IRS for more than 15 years. It doesn't matter how much you owe, whether it's $5,000 or $5 million. You deserve the best in the business on your side, and that is Legal Tax Defense. Even if you're working with someone else and just want a second opinion, there is no cost or obligation to call. They can prevent levies, liens, wage garnishments, even file back tax returns. And the best news about Legal Tax Defense is they won't take your case unless they know they will reduce or eliminate your tax debt. Call Legal Tax Defense right now for a free no-risk consultation. 800-323-8922. 800-323-8922. You have nothing to lose but everything to gain. 800-323-8922.
Talk Radio 1210, WPHT, WPHT HD, WOGL HD3, Philadelphia. Always live on the free Odyssey app. From the Piazza Premium Automobile Studios.
Powering your drive with 10 brands and 20 locations.
Live and local from Philadelphia. The Dawn Stensland Show on Talk Radio 1210 WPHT.
Yes, indeedy, we are back. You are listening to the Dawn Stensland Show, 1210 WPHT. Of course, Tom Hazelby co-hosting with me, Uncle Barry. Tom, our next guest, we all know in Philly. He is a former professional football player who is a linebacker in the National Football League for our Philadelphia Eagles, Arizona Cardinals, Green Bay Packers, and Denver Broncos. Won a Super Bowl in his last year with the Broncos. Had a beard and a head of hair in those days. Still looks like he could play. Number 59 has his own podcast. Seth Joyner, good morning.
Barry, what's happening, man?
How are you, my brother?
And by the way, I'm so much more than a podcast, man.
Yes, you are. Give us and tell us what you are. Tell us. Get us up to date.
So each game day, we have a pre- and post-game show that airs on my YouTube channel. That's at the Seth Joyner Show on YouTube.
Yep.
You can air it live there an hour and a half before kickoff, and an hour and 30 minutes after the game is over. Myself, Derek Gunn, Mark Farzetta.
Yep.
Then I have my weekly TV show. I tape it on Tuesday. It airs on PHL 17 on Wednesday nights, and then again on WIP on Thursday nights, and 2 more re-airings on NBC Sports Philly before the week is over. And then my podcast, which was live last night, is from 7:30 to 8:30 every Tuesday night on my YouTube channel. And then, of course, you can always find me on WIP every Monday from 9 to 10.
How about that for a schedule, Tom?
Yeah, you're very busy, Seth. You're very busy. That's good stuff.
I know you had some thoughts for him, Tom. Go ahead, weigh in.
You know what I'm interested in is Seth is a legend from Rockland County, from Spring Valley High School.
Wow.
And everyone knows his outstanding NFL career, but this is something, and I want Seth to share this with us. And if I'm getting anything wrong, Seth, I'm sure you'll correct me. But in high school, you were a standout, but you were undersized. So you didn't have the big schools knocking on your door. And what I found so interesting is coming from Rockland County, right outside New York City, you ended up going to UTEP, the University of Texas at El Paso, and you walked on there. And back in those days, in the 80s, to get recruited like really far outside the area or to go that far out was kind of unusual. Tell us that story, how you ended up out there.
Well, everything you said was accurate. I was undersized from a weight standpoint. I've been this tall since I was in the 9th grade. But when I was New York at that time, back in, 82? I want to say in 1982, New York was a basketball state. Like, people didn't recruit in New York for football. So
right.
coming out of high school, I was 195 pounds. And I played running back, fullback, linebacker, defensive end, you name it, anywhere they could stick me, I pretty much played there.
Yep.
And when it came to recruiting, I pretty much, none of the big schools came knocking. I did go to Syracuse on a recruiting trip, and Coach McPherson told me, that he felt like I needed to go to a prep school or a junior college for 2 years, just to gain some weight and put on some bulk. Well, there was another coach coaching a junior college in Westchester, New York, and he was recruiting me to come to that junior college. Well, he got the assistant head coach and offensive line job at the University of Texas at El Paso. So, he called and informed me, this is the move I'm making, this is what we're doing, this is what I'm doing. And he said, listen, we're going to build something great down here. We don't have any scholarships left, but there'll be an opportunity for you to gain a scholarship. If you walk on, I'll help you, navigate, the expenses, for your freshman year. So I walked on sight unseen, got down there, was miserable as hell because, I was in the desert. I'd never seen the desert before. And, I wound up starting at inside linebacker, like 6 games my freshman year. And by the time we got out of spring ball, I was on full scholarship, and they moved me to outside linebacker full time because we had, 2 seniors that was playing that were scheduled to play inside backer. So that's that story.
Yeah, no, I think it's a great football story because there's so many blue chippers. They're getting, every recruiter's kissing them here and there. And then a guy like you took a different road, a harder road, and then get to the NFL and just light it up where a lot of those blue chippers never had a down in the NFL. So that's why I love that story. So it's a great story, and I think it's inspiring for people that are playing sports, kids in high school, being an entrepreneur. There's ways to get to the big game, and you're one of those guys that proved it.
Yeah, he's a scrapper. Seth, why don't you tell us what Philly has meant to you? I mean, we all fell in love with number 59. Why don't you tell us why we fell in love with 59?
Well, listen, it's no secret that, Philadelphia is a blue collar city, and, Philadelphia likes its stars, but Philadelphia also likes a story where, a guy against all odds, turns the situation in his favor, and has, some modicum of success.
Yep.
So I came to Philadelphia as an 8th round draft pick, and in today's draft, I probably wouldn't even have been drafted. I would have been an undrafted free agent. There's only 7 rounds. So, to be able to overcome all the obstacles, and as an 8th round draft pick, really, there's not a whole lot that's expected of you. If you're a 1st or 2nd, 3rd round draft pick, there's some expectations that come with being drafted that high. And there's also some rope that you're going to be given to screw it up and get it right and screw it up and get it right. As an 8th round draft pick, nothing's really expected. So you're pretty much a camp body. Yeah. So when your opportunity presents itself, you may only get one opportunity to prove that what you can do. So, I came in, got cut. A lot of people don't know I got cut the first 2 games of my rookie season. I came back in week 3, played primarily, all special teams. And then by weeks 8 or 9, I want to say, I got my first start. I got my first opportunity to start, and never was not a starter from that point on for the rest of my career. So it's Philadelphia loves a story like that. Philadelphia loves its athletes who lay it all on the line for them, that respect and revere their knowledge of the game and respect and revere and revere their fandom. And I tell guys all the time, when new guys come into the city, I said, this isn't an easy place to play. I said, but if you lay it all out on the line, win, lose, or draw, this fan base will love you forever. And if you happen to figure out a way to win and win big, like, the 2017 Philadelphia Eagles, and even to a degree, the team that won the Super Bowl last year, it will not be until those guys retire and walk away from the game that they realize, what they've accomplished and see how immortalized they will be within this city. Because if you win a championship in this city, these fans never, ever forget you. They never forget you.
Yeah, but hold on one second. Let me interrupt. Fred Shiro said, "We will win today. We will walk together tomorrow. The gang green defense will never be forgotten." Before I let you respond, Kirk, can you play something for me? Is he on the other side listening? Kirk, play this tune for me, please. I want to get your response to this, Seth, because we don't forget in Philly.
What Reggie White was like. And I said, believe it or not, Reggie was like a big kid. He did Rodney Dangerfield impressions and Randy Macho Man Savage impressions. And, he really thought he was a comedian. And he was just always playing, just joyful, exuberant, sometimes we have to tell Reggie, man, just go sit in the corner over there and put, the little kid on timeout. But you get him on the field, and he was a completely different person. Now, Reggie had not a malicious bone in his body, not a single one. And I used to look at his skill set, and I once said to myself, I'm like, man, God knows what he's doing when he gives certain people certain skill sets. Because if he would have gave me Reggie White skill sets, I would have literally been ripping people's heads off their freaking shoulders, in a game.
Well, that leads to Wes Hopkins, Seth, huh?
Just one of the most feared hitters, at safety that the game has ever seen. Unfortunately for Wes, he tore his knee up, and that kind of hindered the player that he was. But before he tore his knee up, we would have been talking about Wes Hopkins along the same lines as a Ronnie Lott. I mean, he was on that level.
Yeah.
Andre Waters, same thing.
Yeah.
Just fearless. Had no regard for his own body. Yeah. He didn't care whether you were, 5 feet tall and 150 pounds, or you were 6'5", 300 pounds. He was coming to take you out. He had a method and a way of taking, anybody out at any size, and he was fearless. One of the most fearless players I've ever seen.
Yeah, could they survive with their technology? Not just the technology, the way they played football, the way you guys played football. Could anybody be on the field long enough without getting penalties galore?
Well, I think that players from my day could play in any era just because, if the adjustment was to play this way, then I think players in any era would have made the adjustments. Now, if you just snatched a player out of my age and threw him into today's game, hell no, you probably pretty much be playing for free.
Yeah.
I mean, the way that we played the game, a lot of guys who played the game feels like that's the way that the game should be played. But, you understand the ramifications of that because look at the guys who are having so many problems off the field, all the residual effects of concussions and everything else. So I get it. I understand, but that doesn't mean that the frustration still doesn't live in me when I watch a game and see, how soft the game has become. And lastly, well, not lastly, well, let me hit, Mike Pitts. Yeah. Mike Pitts was the, perennial technician in football. Like, if you needed a guy to play a 1, 2, or 3 technique as a defensive tackle and do it with perfection and do his job every single time and never deviate from what was asked, it was Mike Pitts. And you had to have a guy like him, because when you had a guy like Jerome Brown, who I think was the unquestioned leader of our defense, he would turn to me sometimes and be like, hey, I'm gone. And I'm like, first time he did it, I'm like, what the hell do you mean gone? Gone where? And he jumps 2 gaps over. He takes my gap, shoots in the backfield, makes a play.
Listen,
it
Seth,
didn't take long for me to.
Yep,
it didn't take long for me.
Go ahead, finish your thought. We're up against the break.
Yeah.
My guy's telling me they crucified me here. Go ahead, but I want to come back with Jerome Brown and a few other thoughts. Go ahead.
It didn't take long for me to understand that when he told me he was gone, what he was pretty much saying is, hey, I'm going to take your gap. You take mine. I see something. And I'm telling you, 9 out of 10 times when he did that, he did something special.
When we come back, I want to tell you Wes Hopkins stories that you might not be aware of. Tom Hazelby, my host. You and I don't have to say a word. We go in the hallway and putt. Let this guy go. You are listening to the Dawn Stensland Show with Seth Joyner. Tom Hazelby on the other side. We'll see you soon.
Hi, this is Dom Giordano. For our next Politics and Pints, the guy that I love to bring on, the pioneer on CNN, Scott Jennings. Tuesday, December 9th, 7:30 p.m. at the Great Colonial Theater in Phoenixville. We'll talk everything, including all the liberals he knocks down every night on CNN, and his book, A Revolution of Common Sense, How Donald Trump Stormed Washington and Saved Western Civilization. Don't miss it. Tuesday, December 9th. Get those tickets now. 1210WPHT.com, 1210WPHT.com.
Hi, Dawn Stensland here. Fall is in full swing. The air is crisp, holidays are coming, and it's the perfect time to cozy up your home with Kitchen Magic. Right now, Kitchen Magic is offering their biggest discount ever, up to 30% off your new kitchen cabinets or refacing project, 50% off your bathroom installation. With more than 60,000 happy customers and interest-free financing available, it's so easy to make your dream kitchen or bath a reality. Visit kitchenmagic.com. Tell them Dawn sent you.
You've got to see Scott Kia's new location in Royersford, where their focus is on you. Relax with an easy, transparent, and enjoyable car buying experience with a stunning new showroom, a state-of-the-art service center, and a staff that understands your time is valuable and will treat you like a VIP. It's time to experience what a 5-star service truly feels like. They are focusing on you, and that's changing everything. And that's why it's always smooth sailing at Scott Kia of Limerick, just off Route 422.
Gold is around $4,000 an ounce. If you've got gold or silver just laying around, Estates Roadshow wants it, and they are paying top dollar on the spot. Broken chains, old rings, coins, watches, diamonds, vintage jewelry. If it's valuable, they're buying it. Just walk in, get a free appraisal, and walk out with cash in your hand. They're also buying pre-1964 silver coins, flatware, sterling silverware stamped 925, coin collections, gold, silver, foreign, and domestic. Plus, they've been in business over 30 years with thousands of prior happy customers. Licensed, bonded, state-certified scales, highest tech equipment, employees with GIA certifications. Estates Roadshow is happening 3 days only, Monday through Wednesday in Newtown Square at the Hilton Garden Inn, and 5 days only, Monday through Friday in Chestnut Hill at the Chestnut Hill Hotel. Gold is hot right now, so don't wait. Call 609-781-6559 or go to estatesroadshow.com for locations. estatesroadshow.com.
Hey, it's Rich Zioli. When it comes to complex dental surgery like implants, crowns, etc., don't just trust any pop-up dental chain. Go to the best. For over 12 years in a row, Dr. Mike has been recognized by his peers as a master of complex, masterful dentistry. Dr. Mike treats other doctors. The experts call Dr. Mike the expert. You want a dentist who actually cares about your health, and with Dr. Mike, it's not about cost, it's about care. His compassion and commitment to your health is his top priority. That is why the entire Zioli family sees Dr. Mike. When it comes to your health, including your dental health, don't cut corners. You want the best and only the best. Make your appointment to get your free dental implant consultation today. If you already had an estimate for one, get a second opinion. It's worth doing. And remember, we're coming to the end of the year. Check your remaining benefits for the year. You could have benefits ready to expire that you can use towards your dental procedure. Visit VeneriaDental.com. That's VANARIA, VeneriaDental.com.
Now you can listen to Talk Radio 1210 WPHT on the iHeartRadio app.
Yes, indeedy, we are back. Tom Azelby, who hasn't said much.
No, listen. Well, first of all, I was crying after you played
I
that. All those guys. Oh my God! They're obviously these are close to our guest.
Yeah,
Seth Joyner.
All guys that I knew, all guys I sold joy to, all guys that were special. We're talking to the great Seth Joyner. Seth, before we took a break, you were going to mention Jerome Brown. I mean, out of all the guys that were characters, he was at the top of the heap. I'm sure you felt that way, but such a special guy.
No, he was. I mean, there's just, so many great stories and memories. He was, like I said, the unquestioned leader, on our team. When he had something to say, he had everyone's attention. And just a great human being. A lot of people don't know, a lot of the things that he did, a lot of, off the field things, where he helped people in certain situations. Down in his hometown in Brooksville, which is in South Florida, he once broke up a Ku Klux Klan rally, with the music system in his truck. They were marching through Brooksville. He pulled up, playing some Luke Skywalker. You could probably hear it over in Jersey from Philadelphia, in this audio system he had in his truck. And they realized nobody was hearing what they said, so they just shut down the rally and left Brooksville. So there's so many great stories about the guy. I mean, he'd give you the shirt off his back. He'd help anyone any way that he could. And just a great human being, man. I miss him every day because, he was like my little brother. He came in 2 years after I was in, and, we spent a lot of time together.
Yep.
And he was, in a sense, just growing up when his life was cut short.
Yeah, Tom, listen to this. I walk into the locker room, and I pass by Brown, and breaks 11:30. I walk by Brown, and I say to him, "You're such a," and I use a masculine word to describe him as femininity. And I kept walking, and I got to tell you the truth, Tom. I didn't realize how fast he was. I swear to God, he caught me, threw me up against the wall. Didn't realize how strong of what he did, looked at me and said, "Oh, my God, I'm sorry. Didn't realize what he did. Jerome, you're still out." And I'll never forget that. And we laughed forever from that. So he was special to me, Seth, like he was to you. He was different. He was unusual, man. He used to come in the store, and I'm not going to tell you how many, but he would buy bracelets galore. That means he was active socially. He was an incredible guy. He was incredible. And I got to tell you one, Seth. Wes Hopkins, you talk about quitting or whatever. He comes in the store on a Friday. I'll never forget this. It was during, I guess you want to call it spring training or training camp. And he came in on a Friday. It was about 4 o'clock. Yo, Wes, what are you doing? I quit. You quit? What do you mean you quit? Well, I got hurt. Buddy's not playing me. He just had a tough time with Buddy Ryan. I'm sure you remember. I said, let me tell you something, pal. You have a choice. I'm going to take this Lenny Dykstra bat and whack you. You go back to camp or you deal with Buddy Ryan. I said, let me tell you, by the 6th or 7th game, I promise you, you will start. There's nobody like you. Went back to camp, and that's exactly what happened, Seth.
Yeah, I always felt for Wes because, Wes was always, on Buddy's hit list of guys to try to replace. And think about how crazy it is with Wes. Buddy tried from the time he got in Philadelphia to the time that he left Philadelphia. That's a 5-year span. He loved Wes's physical abilities.
Yep.
He didn't like the fact that Wes, it was hard for Wes to cover the way that he previously did because of his knee.
Yep.
So we had like 2 free safeties. Like Terry Hogue was like the guy that could get everybody lined up and tell everybody where to be. And every once in a while, he was a great cover. But what wound up happening is, if you could take the 2 of them in Buddy's mind and roll them up, you had the perfect safety.
Yep.
Because everything that Wes wasn't, from the cerebral standpoint, Terry Hogue wasn't from a physical standpoint.
Yep.
You know, so in Buddy's mind, you'd get one thing from Terry that, you know, West couldn't provide, and you get something from, you know, a large part of what West provided, Terry couldn't provide. You know, so he had a very hard time. And, you know, even Ben Smith, when Buddy drafted Ben Smith was actually drafted to be Wes's, you know, replacement. But
yeah.
Ben was slight of body. He was, you know, a little on the slim side. All-American safety out of Georgia. And every time, and he was a hitter. Every single time that he would come up to make a tackle or hit somebody coming across the middle, Ben would literally knock himself out.
Yeah.
So they realized that he was too small to play safety, so they moved him to corner. And when they moved him to corner and put West back at safety, oh my God, our defense was just it was over. Because now we had two shutdown corners. We had Ben Smith on one side, Hall of Famer Eric Allen on the other side, and we could run anything that we wanted because we had two shutdown corners.
Yep.
It was insane.
Listen, Tom, I don't want to hold this guy up. It's a holiday. But I think before we let him go, Seth Joyner, give us anything, any story, any climax about what your days were in Philly, because we miss number 59 on the field. Tell us what you want us to know about Philly in your heart.
Oh my goodness, man. I mean, you know, Philly is home to me. You know, even though I grew up in New York, I went to school in Texas, you know, I was drafted in Philadelphia. I spent 8 years playing for the Eagles, 5 under Buddy, 3 under Kotite, and Philly is in my blood through and through. You know, even being from New York. Listen, I'm a Yankees fan, and I'm a Knicks fan. I grew up on those. But guess what? When the Phillies are on, I'm watching and I'm rooting for the Phillies. When the 76ers on, even though, you know, they've struggled over the years.
Yep.
I'm a Sixers fan. I was a Dr. J's fan, so when Dr. J came to Philadelphia, I instantly became a Sixers fan as well. But I'm everything, and when I say everything, I'm everything Philadelphia. I want all the sports teams in Philadelphia to succeed, to win multiple championships, because this fan base is like no other. I played in 3 other cities. I've seen what the other side looks like. And these fans are smart, they're passionate, and they're 100% loyal. And as an athlete, what more can you ask for from, you know, the fans within your city? Like, they can talk about you as a player for their team, but they will fight any other city that talks crap about their players from their city and their team. And it's just a phenomenal place, you know, to be and live. I mean, I spend half of the year here with all my media stuff. So usually from August till the birds are done, I'm here in Philadelphia. I love being here. I don't like the cold weather, but I love being here. I love being here because, you know, it's just an awesome place to be. And, you know, I've been retired almost over 30 years now.
Wow.
I walk the streets here and go places.
You could still play,
here.
my brother. I've seen you. You could still play. Tom Azelby. I'm sorry to interrupt. Before we go to break, Tom, your last thoughts with Seth Joyner.
No, I really, you know what? I sat here. I liked going down that memory lane with Seth. It was great. And hearing about all those players and the personal relationships. And listen, football is an emotional game. It's a complicated game. And Seth has seen it all. He's been at the, you know, he's one of those guys that's got to the top of the game. So what a career, Seth. Congratulations.
Thank you, my man. Thanks for having me on with you guys. It's been a pleasure.
Of course, Seth Joyner, have a great Thanksgiving and a great Christmas.
You
We're
too.
up against the break. You are listening to the Dawn Stensland Show with my buddy, my guy in crime, my Sundance guy, Tom Azelby. We'll see you on the other side of the break.
I got to run to Pete.
A strong cold front will approach the region today. Out ahead of it, temperatures will be well above average. We'll have clouds with some sunshine possible this afternoon with a chance for a shower, high up around 66. For tonight, chance for a shower early, otherwise some clearing skies turning breezy, low 42. And for Thanksgiving, partly sunny, windy, and much colder with a high 45.
Dawn Stensland here. You've heard me talk about my friends Marvin E. Cann's Heating and Air Conditioning and the all-in-one Mitsubishi Electric Heating and Air Conditioning mini split they installed in our lower level due to our poor ventilation. Well, this ductless unit from Mitsubishi Electric Heating and Air Conditioning is a total game changer. Take advantage of tax credits of up to $2,000 and rebates up to $1,100 expiring soon. Visit Marvin E. Cann's, KANZE.com. Marvin E. Cann's, tell them Dawn sent you.
Hey, this is Larry Steinitz with Investor Schooling. How many times are you going to listen to my voice before you finally go to investorschooling.com? I can't believe you haven't signed up for a class yet. You're going to learn real estate investing. You're going to learn stock options trading. You're going to learn things about money that you didn't even know existed. Go to investorschooling.com right now. Oh my goodness. This Thursday, investorschooling.com, and take that free class. See you there.
This Christmas, unwrap the magic at Cozy Jewelers in Newtown Square. Discover diamonds that dazzle with the 5 C's: color, cut, clarity, carat, and the cozy touch. Our diamonds showcase vibrant color, precision cut, unparalleled clarity, and a carat that captures hearts. And of course, there's the cozy difference, where every piece is a masterpiece. Make this holiday unforgettable with a gift from Cozy Jewelers in Newtown Square. Visit us online at cozyjewelers.com. Visit us today and let the 5 C's of cozy light up your Christmas.
For more expert appliance shopping advice, here's National Appliance Warehouse's own appliance guru.
Hello! Black Friday sales are here, and many consumers complain that the discounts aren't as deep as they used to be. Well, that's not true at National Appliance Warehouse. They've negotiated big discounts directly from manufacturers and are passing them right on to you. It all adds up to the biggest savings event of the year. That makes appliances from National Appliance Warehouse the best bang for your Black Friday buck. You deserve the perfect appliances and to enjoy an unbeatable experience. We're fully staffed with friendly professionals who are dedicated to delivering all of that, all while delivering the Black Friday savings you remember.
The Black Friday mega sale is underway at National Appliance Warehouse. Massive savings on GE appliances. Save up to 43%. Wow, 43% on select GE appliances. Browse an unmatched collection of GE, Cafe, GE Profile, and Monogram appliances. Click nationalappliancewarehouse.com or visit their showroom in tax-free Wilmington today.
At Virtua Health, we're redefining heart care.
Our heart rhythm team at Virtua is really working at the forefront of technology. There's constantly new advances.
Like cardiac clinical trials and breakthrough treatments for atrial fibrillation.
Treating atrial fibrillation with ablation and treating it early allows for the best outcomes for our patients. We can make a meaningful difference in patients' lives.
Virtua Health, here for complex heart care, here for good. More at virtua.org/here-for-good.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Cunahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions and bring you a special Black Friday offer.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
That's leaffilter.com/deal. And now, as a special Black Friday offer, you can get a free gutter inspection, plus up to 35% off. This is our best offer of the season. Unlock it now at leaffilter.com/deal. See representative for warranty details.
Weather sponsored by American Heritage Credit Union.
Get 3% cash back this holiday season with your American Heritage Cash Reward MasterCard. Earn on gifts, groceries, travel, and gas through January 31st, 2026. Visit AmericanHeritageCU.org/cashback. Insured by NCUA, Equal Opportunity Lender.
Be sure to follow Talk Radio 1210 WPHT on the free Odyssey app. Download it now.
Yes, indeedy, we are back. You are listening to The Dawn Show. Tom Azelby, Uncle Barry, sitting in for Dawn. We're wishing everybody a happy Thanksgiving. Yo, Tom, what an interview with Seth Joyner, huh?
Yeah, no, that was good, and I related to a lot what Seth was saying from being up. I'm from that area originally. Seth was probably 20 minutes from where I grew up in North Jersey.
Yeah.
So like I know what he's saying when you transfer your loyalties. Like I did that with my kids. I told my wife they're all going to be Philadelphia fans. The fans are different and crazy down here, and I'm so glad I did that. Then they were young, they weren't wearing Yankee hats to school.
Well,
so
I'm not
it all worked
transferring my
out.
loyalty to you, my friend. You're now in my heart.
What's that?
I said I'm not transferring my loyalty from
No,
you.
no,
You're in my heart.
You're okay. You're a Philly guy. That I had to make the change too, like Seth. So I related to that. I hear we have a call.
Yeah,
Why
we
don't
do.
I don't think we've ever taken a call together. Why don't we do that?
Go ahead. Good idea.
All
Go
right.
ahead, Kurt.
Who do we have? Ed on the air?
Yes.
Yes, Tom Azelby. He's for me. He's my cup of tea. Oh,
Yes.
tis a thing.
Yes, he's great.
I like that. I like that. Wow. What
Am I a
else you got,
doormat
Ed?
over here?
What's that, sir?
I said, am I a doormat over here? I guess he is the better. I want to take lessons from him. I'm with you, Ed.
All right, wait a minute. Who says he's a doormat? Who said that?
Uncle Barry.
No, Uncle
Hey.
Barry said you didn't write a little poem for him. So now we're putting you on the spot. Let's hear something
All
nice
right,
about
listen,
Uncle
have
Barry.
No fear. Barry's still here. He's everyone's cup of cheer, and you don't even have to drink a beer.
Oh, I love that, my
Wow,
brother.
that was man. We put him on the spot. Ed did a good job. Ed, do you have anything else to comment on?
Well, yeah. I want to comment on the insanity that we live in with these Democrats, and they've turned into freaking kooks. And I don't understand how the last election came out as it did. It befuddles me.
In New Jersey.
No,
Yeah.
everywhere.
No,
Well, yeah, because you know what? In this state, I've been living in nothing but pain.
Yep, I agree.
Yeah.
Financial pain, regulatory pain. I just want to get on the train and go to Maine.
All right, we're going to wrap you up with that one, Ed. That was very good. But hey, you know what, Barry, he brought something up, and like everybody, this is the problem with getting your hopes up when you shouldn't get your hopes up.
Yep.
We lost. Virginia was a blue state. It was a purple, but almost blue. Jersey with chain migration, the new voter demographic, it's blue. And New York City had de Blasio, and like. I think we just raised expectations too high. These places, as we said early in the show, are going much further left. So, and I understand why people are frustrated, but this is the way the world works. We got to make red states redder, purple states red. So anyway, that's my little riff on that. Where do you want to go with the show now, Bar?
Well, I want you to know something. I ran across a clip I would have loved to play for you, but 2 hours is just not enough time to have guests on and to talk about a joke or two. It's just not. But I want you to know, and I want you to think about this, and I want our listeners to think about this. Yes, it's a holiday. It's a cheerful time. We have imported so many people from third world countries. And when you do that, you become a third world culture yourself. There's a whole elaboration on that. I don't want to go through all that right now. I want you to know on Friday, it's a very interesting show, Tom. Again, I'm sitting here for Dawn. I have 3 young guys in studio, 3 young Republicans, if I may say, 30 and below. And we're going to be talking about affordability, what you and I wanted to talk to. We never got to it. The youth of today, we wanted to talk about that. We never got to it. Everything else under the sun, socialism, because you and I tried to take it light and stay away from politics today. And for the most part, we did a pretty good job. But I have to tell you, I think this country, the fabric of this country is changing. That's all I'm going to tell you. You figure it out, Tom.
Well, I want to. You're going to have these young guys on about the affordability thing.
Yes.
And I just want to talk about the young people and the affordability gripe or whatever.
Yep.
The culture of young people now too is they spend a lot more money than we did.
Yep.
Meaning, the lifestyle they live. It's like. By the time they get out of high school and college, they're living the lifestyle of what we used to call yuppies. You remember yuppies? You'd get in your late 20s.
We were all
you get in your late 20s or 30s. You start making money. You buy the BMW. What I think is a problem for young people is immediately as they enter into adulthood, even young adulthood, they're leasing brand new cars. They go on expensive vacations. They go out to the fancy restaurants. Everything is recurring revenue subscriptions now. Like it is, like, I know there is an affordability issue. Buying houses, they got stuck with these big college loans, but they also live lifestyles that, like, I didn't even think of. I graduated from school, went up to work on the commodities floor with 4 other guys from my college. 5 of us lived on top of a bodega, and I drove an old car. I mean, like, but so my point is, when you talk to these young people, and they can only live in the world that they live in, and I get that, but they do live expensive lifestyles. That's my point.
Well, listen, look, it's not so easy today. I have to tell you, it was hard in those days to make it happen. I'm not so sure that I could have accomplished what I did if I was born in this era. I have to tell you something, and you are a marvel, too, in business. These are like tough times, so I think people need to spend a little. Maybe we need to lighten up a little. I don't really know. I know one thing, that I enjoy life every day. Every day I get up and get out of bed, I find some happiness. And maybe it's because we made it. Maybe this youth of today, and I'm going to find out on Friday. Trust me, I've got these guys in here, Tom, for 2 hours, and I'm going to drill them in every which way, dating, etc. It's going to be a very cool show. But I think our listenership should hear what the youth is talking about today. Maybe that's why we've lost some of these elections in these pivotal states, because we didn't address the youth, Tom.
Yeah, no, and I will say, I'm hitting them on their lifestyle, whatever. But I will say this: I've started, starting a business today is much harder when I started one and then started another, because government is just too big. They're too involved. Everything it costs gets in the way.
Yeah.
That's the bottom line, especially for entrepreneurs. I'll leave it at that.
Yeah, let's take a break, Tom. You are listening to The Dawn Show. Tom Azelby, who is hosting with Uncle Barry. What a 2 hours we've had. It's flown by, my brother. But we do have a few minutes left. Let's take a break, Kirk.
Dawn Stensland here. Happy Honda Days. You've heard me talk about my family and 7 different Piazza Hondas. You can get your clearance deals on select 2025 models at Piazza Honda, like 0.99% for 60 months on a new Honda Ridgeline. Lease a new Honda Accord for just $229 a month, or a Honda Pilot for only $399 a month, both for 36 months. Piazza Honda of Philadelphia, Langhorne, Pottstown, Reading, or Springfield, PIAZZA, PiazzaHonda.com. Tell Dawn sent you.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell, definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. Do you feel stupid for buying a timeshare? Don't. It's not your fault. You were most likely told you could rent it, and it was a great financial investment. And the deal was available today only. If this happened to you, contact your resort or Wesley Financial Group for help today.
Call Wesley now for your free exit information kit. 800-242-3131. 800-242-3131.
Hey, I'm Mike Slater. My dad passed away at the age of 63. It's out of nowhere. Had a stroke. Super hard, obviously, for the whole family, but my dad had life insurance. This is why I have life insurance for my family, for my wife and 4 kids. And the best place to get life insurance is ethos.com, because you can do it in 10 minutes. And there's no medical exam and no blood test, just a few health questions. Get life insurance in 10 minutes so your family is protected. Ethos, E-T-H-O-S, ethos.com/life.
It's the perfect time to get inside a new Toyota at Tri-County Toyota. Right now, lease a new 2025 Tacoma 4-wheel drive double cab SR5 and lease for $229 a month for 39 months. Or get rates as low as 2.99 or 3.99% financing. Or check out a new 2025 RAV4 LE all-wheel drive for just $309 a month for 39 months. Or buy and get 4.7% financing for 72 months. Visit us online at TriCountyToyota.com to see more.
Thanksgiving is a time to surround ourselves with loved ones and give thanks for the blessings bestowed upon us. As Thanksgiving kicks off the holiday season, crash-proof consumers can enjoy the holidays with peace of mind.
David DeFranco, and I became crash-proof in 2014. With Thanksgiving coming up, I'm very thankful to be crash-proof because I have one thing a lot of people don't have. Peace of mind.
Elsie White. I've been with Crash Proof since 2018, especially at this time of year with Thanksgiving and Christmas. We are so thankful that we can be reassured that our money is secure and that Crash Proof is really looking out for us.
Anthony Torelli, Clifton Heights, Pennsylvania. This Thanksgiving, I'm thankful that I made the move to Crash Proof Retirement. We got double-digit returns. We're not going to lose anything. We can continue on this pathway to success with Crash Proof Retirement.
Happy Thanksgiving from all of us at Crash Proof Retirement.
For a complete list of Talk Radio 1210 WPHT's contest rules, go to 1210WPHT.com/rules.
It's here. B101 is transformed into Philly's official Christmas station. Relax and unwind with your holiday favorites 24 hours a day, all the way through Christmas. Tell your smart speaker to play B101.
Just like our offensive line protects our star quarterback, plumbers protect the health of the nation. And Philadelphia Plumbers Union Local 690 is no different. In hospitals, commercial, industrial, and residential, with the best trained plumbers in the world, you can be sure your project is done on time and on budget, no matter how big or small. So when your business needs to build new or expand existing facilities, you can count on the members of Plumbers Union Local 690. Visit plumbers690.org.
I'm Shanola Hampton. Every day, millions of people face hunger. Today, I will share with you some of their experiences. I'm stuck between paying for medications or paying for food. John from Maine. After paying my bills, I can buy groceries. It's sad to say, food comes last. Alice from Oregon. I thought pantries were for less fortunate people, but anybody could be less fortunate in a day or even a second. Claire from Virginia. The Feeding America network of food banks helps provide over 6 billion meals to people in need each year. No one should have to worry where their next meal will come from. Together, we can end hunger. Learn more at feedingamerica.org.
If there was ever a time to live united, it is now. Now is the time to speak with one voice, to build up, not tear down. It's time to join hands and live united against the problems that keep our communities from thriving. United Way fights for the health, education, and financial stability of every person in every community. Will you? Volunteer or donate now at unitedway.org.
Keeping free speech alive. Odyssey's #1 talk station. Talk Radio 1210. WPHT. WPHT.
Yes, indeedy, we are back. You are listening to The Dawn Show. Tom A. in Florida, Uncle Barry up here in Philly. Tom, 2 hours flew by. We didn't touch base on anything that we wanted to talk about. Thank God we stayed away from politics, except some odds and ends. Go ahead, Tom.
No, I thought we'd wrap it up. I mean, I don't want to rub it in, but it is sunny and warm down here. But is it
Yeah,
a little bit cold and rainy? Because if it is, that's a good time to talk about
Movies. Oh, you're up my alleyway. Listen, I know you're going to ask me, what am I watching this weekend? Let me take you back in time, may I?
Sure.
Hard Times, Charles Bronson and James Colburn. Did you ever see that movie?
I did see it. I saw it many years ago, but I love Charles Bronson. That's Death Wish, all those movies.
Yep. The good, the bad, and the
Colburn-
ugly.
Oh, yep, he was in that one too. And
Yeah.
wait, that was Clint Eastwood, though.
Yes. Yep.
And
how
Charles
about-
Bronson was in that too?
Yep. How
Wow.
about Tombstone?
Oh, that had a huge cast.
Yep.
That had Val Kilmer was in that.
He was in there. The Godfather.
I just lost you, Barry. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. I guess I don't know what happened, Kirk. Is he gone?
No, I'm here.
No, he's still there. Are you there, my friend?
I am here, Barry. Can you hear me?
Godfather.
Godfather, one of the best. The best. What'd you like, the first one or the second one?
I like the first one. Ben-Hur.
Ben-Hur. Interesting about Ben-Hur. I looked at me and my wife started watching it. It was a $15 million budget. It was the most expensive movie at the time ever made in 1959. Did you know that, Barry?
I did not. How the West Was Won.
How the West Was Won.
Spencer Tracy was the narrator. You didn't see that movie.
Okay. You know what? I know the name. I don't think I could recall the movie.
The Professionals, Burt Lancaster and crew going into Mexico to for a kidnapped woman that was never kidnapped. Remember that one?
Yeah, I remember The Professionals. Yep. It's funny, I would watch movies with your parents, but I do remember The Professionals.
How about for girls? That was for the guys. Who's Coming to Dinner? Gone with the Wind, The Way We Were. 10 with Bo Derek. Paper Chase, Tootsie. How about Notebook, Tom? How about any of those movies?
Oh, I've seen a lot of those. The Paper Chase, that's a great movie. That's about the law.
Yep.
See, was Dustin Hoffman before trans was cool.
Yep. Listen, we
Right?
only have a
Didn't
few
he-
minutes.
He dressed as a woman.
Yep, we only have a few minutes left. Let me get a little sentimental on you and get your thoughts. Could we play a quick tune, Kirk? Do we have that? Let me make you cry a little bit.
Since I survived, I realized wherever you
I love this
go,
song.
that's where I'll follow.
Wherever you go, I'll follow.
Nobody's promised tomorrow.
Nothing's promised tomorrow.
So I'ma love you every night like it's the last night, like it's the last night. If the world was ending, I don't wanna be next to you.
I got the point. Tom A., it's Thanksgiving. Tell me what this means to you in my world. I don't care if you walk, you hitch, you take a train, you take a plane. I don't care if you take a boat. It's holiday. It's Thanksgiving. It's family time around the table. Tell me what it means to you, Tom.
Like I said earlier in the show, it's my favorite. And, you start getting to a certain age and you look forward to your kids coming home from college. That's what I got going on here today. And you start thinking you only have so many Thanksgivings.
Yep.
Be like they said, be thankful, be grateful. There's just the fact that you get to celebrate and you're standing up on your feet. That's a big benefit. And, thank God that you're here to celebrate it. So, no, Thanksgiving's great. Everything about it I love. What about you?
Well, listen, number one, before I'm remiss, I want to thank Dave McCormick and Seth Joyner for spending some time with us on Thanksgiving. It means so much to me. Second of all, I want you to know how much I enjoy being on the air with you. You are a true gentleman. You know your business. You know your stuff. You know what's going on in this country. I didn't get the best out of you today because I know you're heavily political, and you know. Frankly, I just wanted us to be cool today. I didn't want us in the last, there it goes, there's my music, in the last 30 seconds. Give me 10 seconds wrap up.
Filter Radio and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Cunahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions and bring you a special Black Friday offer.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/radio to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
That's leaffilter.com/radio. And now